USC in South Bend at Notre Dame. USC coming off of that really emotional and powerful win over Michigan, and Notre Dame just getting better and better and better since those early losses to open the year. I think both of these teams can score. I like both of their offenses because both of these offenses are balanced. They can throw it and they can run it. You look at Notre Dame. CJ Carr has Jeremiyah Love, Jadarian Price. They're moving the football and scoring with ease. Now, the competition has not been great since those opening two games, and I understand that, but the level of efficiency has been high. USC, on the other hand, I've loved what their offense has, and in many ways, this is the best offense in the country.
USC, Notre Dame, get y'all popcorn ready. The USC Notre Dame game has the potential to be an all-time classic game for the ages. At least that is how Joel Klatt is describing the preview of the USC Notre Dame game. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Lincoln Riley being under pressure to finally win a big game for USC. Remember, USC is coming off of a game where they blew out a ranked Michigan team by the score of 31-13. Now, Notre Dame will be heading to South Bend as they will be looking forward to knock out a very good Notre Dame football team. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. Will Lincoln Riley lead USC into a victory against Notre Dame? No, he won't. I have Notre Dame beating USC, and I don't think this game will be particularly close. Notre Dame already has 2 losses on the year, but you have to take those 2 losses into context because they lost 2 very close games against 2 very good squads, and outside of those 2 games, they have looked like an excellent football team. Their running game is elite. Their quarterback play has been solid. CJ Carr has provided some stability at the quarterback position for Notre Dame. I expect CJ Carr to be able to torch USC's defense. USC's defense is not that good on paper. Yes, I know they showed up against Michigan, but Michigan has been a great team on the road all year long, so I'm not really expecting USC's defense to be rather effective, which is pretty much the trademark of a Lincoln Riley coach team. Lincoln Riley is all about putting up as many points as you can and not play any defense whatsoever, so I expect Notre Dame to have a field day offensively speaking, and even if CJ Carr doesn't show up in the passing game, I expect their 2 running backs to play amazing. Jeremiyah Love and Jadarian Price are going to be effective running backs in the run game. Those 2 guys are going to run all over the lot on USC, and here's a bold prediction. I got Notre Dame running for over 200 yards against USC. I believe Notre Dame is going to get a lead early in this game. They're going to run all over the place. They're going to run up the middle. They're going to run to the left. They're going to run to the right. Whatever way they run, they are going to absolutely torch USC's defense into a bunch of paper tigers, because that is how bad USC's defense is, at least on paper. I believe Notre Dame has the capability to dominate the line of scrimmage, and when you're playing in weather such as the rain, that matters a lot. You got to be able to run the football and get the tough yards, and when you compare the toughness of both USC and Notre Dame, I believe Notre Dame is the tougher football team, and I don't believe it is relatively close. Now, I know CJ Carr is a pretty solid quarterback in his own right, and he has provided stability at the quarterback position for Notre Dame, but he's not a game changer in the sense that Jeremiyah Love and Jadarian Price are. Those 2 running backs can absolutely change a game at any given moment. That's why I said for USC, they have to get a lead early on in the game, because if they don't get a lead, they're not going to go win this football game. Lincoln Riley has to put his foot on the gas pedal early and often. Do I think Lincoln Riley is going to do that? Yes. Do I think it's going to succeed? Heck no, because Notre Dame's defense is elite at times. I know their defense has been susceptible to giving up big plays at various points of the game, but for the most part, they have been a pretty solid unit. They have significantly improved compared to the early portion of the season, and with the game being at Notre Dame, I like Notre Dame's chances of winning this football game. I also want to show you guys this clip of Joel Klatt giving his analysis of the USC Notre Dame game. He predicts Notre Dame to win this game, although he has a score that is closer than what I am thinking. He says Notre Dame is going to win this game by the score of 37-30. He believes this has the instant makings of an all-time classic. I find his takes rather intriguing. Roll the film.
USC's run defense, I don't think it's great. And I know that everyone's saying like, oh, they won the line of scrimmage against Michigan. And yes, that is true. But remember that game style and the way that it happened, it got away from Michigan and they couldn't run the football because of the score. But when they were running it efficiently. So I do think Notre Dame is going to be able to run the football. Weather could be an issue, 50 degrees and potentially some rain. I just don't think Notre Dame is going to be able to run away from USC's offense. I think this offense is too good. Again, number 1 yards per play offense in college football. So while I like Notre Dame to win this game, I think it's a high-scoring, one-score game, which has been commonplace for USC. I think Notre Dame wins this one 37-30.
Okay, Joel Klatt, I like the confidence you have in your take about the USC Notre Dame game, albeit I think you are being entirely too optimistic about the USC Notre Dame game in terms of how the quality of the game is going to play out. I agree, Notre Dame is going to score a lot of points. Almost everyone scores a lot of points against USC's defense. Lincoln Riley is a soft head coach. I like Lincoln Riley for his offensive principles, but in terms of how he coaches his defenses, I don't really like the way how Lincoln Riley coaches on that side of the ball whatsoever. I know he isn't in charge of the defense, but he's the head coach, so ultimately it falls responsibility on his end. I get that USC is not a defensive first team, but they're going to have to exemplify some of that mentality on Saturday if they want a chance to go ahead and beat Notre Dame in South Bend. It's going to be tough beating Notre Dame, especially at their place. They have one of the best home field advantages in all of football. I don't expect that trend to change in tomorrow's ball game. I'm excited to see how this game is going to play out, but I believe that Notre Dame will get a lead early and often in this game. They're going to get the ball in the first drive, and they're just going to run it down USC's throats. They got to be able to run the ball with Jeremiyah Love, and they got to be able to run the ball with Jadarian Price. Use those 2 running backs in the run game. Control the clock early. If you go up 10-0 on this USC team, they're not going to come back in this game early and often. I know USC has the capability to make comebacks, but they're not going to make comebacks against this Notre Dame squad, particularly at Notre Dame. Like I said, the home atmosphere for Notre Dame is going to be absolutely packed. I'm absolutely fired up for this game. I believe Notre Dame has what it takes to not only get a win against USC, but they're going to win in convincing fashion. I don't think this game is going to be particularly close. The final score of this game might make the game look closer than what it actually was in reality, but I believe Notre Dame will dominate USC at the line of scrimmage. I'm going to look for the rush yard totals for both teams because I believe that is the X factor in tomorrow's ball game. I believe Notre Dame has what it takes to not only beat USC, but they are going to blow out USC in front of a national TV audience. I believe Notre Dame is going to beat USC by the score of 34-20. CJ Carr is going to be solid on third down. He's going to keep the offense going. He's going to be a solid game manager. Meanwhile, the 2 running backs for Notre Dame are going to have themselves an absolute game. And once again, Lincoln Riley is going to get bullied by the media for not being able to win a big game against a tough physical team, something that Lincoln Riley has done his entire career. So I feel like if Lincoln Riley does what he normally does, he's not going to win tomorrow's ball game. So again, the pressure is going to be on Lincoln Riley to prove to the world that he has what it takes to beat Notre Dame. Do I think it's going to happen? Absolutely not. I think it would be pretty foolish to expect USC to beat Notre Dame in tomorrow's ball game. I think Notre Dame is going to win, and I think they are going to win in rather comfortable fashion. They're the better football team at the line of scrimmage. Therefore, I expect USC to get run all over while Notre Dame will win in convincing fashion. So that is why Lincoln Riley will not lead USC into a victory against Notre Dame, as I have Notre Dame beating USC by the score of 34-20. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinStran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinStran, and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinStran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy Talking.